In this video, I'm going to show you how to navigate around the page designer itself. So how to find all of the different items and tools that you will be using throughout this training series. So in this video, we're going to get really comfortable with where everything is and get you set up on some solid footing. So let's go ahead and navigate over to our website by clicking on View Your Website over here on the top right-hand side. And that is going to bring you to the page designer. Now, if you want to navigate back to the admin area, all you're going to do is click on the logo on the top left-hand side, and that will take you back to the admin area. We're going to stick in our web designer here. All right, and you'll see that we have our large blank area here, and this is where we are going to be designing out the elements of our page. And then we have our taskbar along the top. And this is where you can find a bunch of different tools. But let's go ahead and just start with adding a template to this page. So to add a template to our page, all we're going to do is click Add Template over here, right in the middle, the big blue plus sign. So we're going to choose a template, and that's going to open up our templates library. And you can go and scroll through this entire library of templates, or you can go here to the left-hand side and you can select industry-based templates. So I know that I want to apply something a little bit fun. So let's go for the ice cream shop template and apply that to the page. All right, it's my favorite color. So we're going to go ahead and apply that to the page. And now if you ever want to change the template that's been applied to the page, you can simply navigate up here to the top left-hand side and click on templates. And that is going to open up the template library again, and you can go ahead and change whatever template you would like to have applied to this page. So I'm going to exit out of that. Now we also have a few other things up here on the top left-hand side. The first button we have here is our Add button, and this is going to help you add any elements to your page. So if you want to add a structural element like a block, row, or column, or container, then you would be able to do that over here. And you can add any content modules as well, so adding headings, texts, images. So let's go ahead and add an image, and I'm going to drag that over here. And in this image, I might want to add a little, well, make it an ice cream. Come here to Unsplash, search ice cream, and add that to the page. So there we go. I've got now a new picture of an ice cream on my page. So that is what the add tool is going to do. That's how you can add different elements to the page. I'm simply going to delete that image though by clicking right click and hitting delete. All right, the next thing that we have here is our page manager. So the page manager is where you are going to manage the different pages in your website. It does exactly what it says. So if you want to add new pages, so if I add a page, and let's just leave it as new page, and again, the title can also just be new page, just for the sake of knowing what things are. You would then see the settings. You can make sure that this page is published, and you can change the availability. You can change the advanced SEO settings as well, and then you can go ahead and hit save. You can also move these pages around. So if you want to move the new page to under the home page, if you want to make that page a child of the home page, and you can do whatever else you want to do with these pages here. Now I'm going to go into more detail on the page manager in a future video, but this is the basics of managing those pages. You can also navigate to the different pages from the page manager here. So if I want to navigate to my new page, I would simply click on the new page. And to navigate back to my home page, I would simply click on the home page. So that is where you will be able to manage your different pages on your website. All right, then we have our navigator. Now the navigator is an incredibly cool and useful tool that we have that is going to allow you to accurately see the different elements on your page. So let's go ahead and click on it, and you'll see that when you open it, it initially says block, 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 block. And that seems a little bit overwhelming. But if I click on this block, you'll see that it then selects this entire first block. So I know that I'm working on this block. If I select the container, you'll see that it's then selecting that next container. Within that container, I know I have a row. That row is containing these two headings. And in this row, there is a column. In the column, there is a heading, and then there is two containers. And you'll see that as we just keep clicking through this, there's more containers, more rows, more content within each of those. So that is what the navigator is going to help you do. It's going to help you navigate to the different elements of your page to help you easily select the specific element that you are looking for. Now, before you get too overwhelmed with the navigator, don't worry, you don't have to have it labeled block, 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 block. You can simply go ahead and rename these by double clicking, and you can simply rename this to block 1, or whatever suitable name you would like to give that particular element. So now I know that this is block 1, and I can go ahead and click into this, and I can rename any of these elements as well. So the heading I would be able to rename to say handcrafted. So I know that that is that specific text that is there on my page. So you can go ahead and rename any of these titles within the navigator. So this is going to help you make it really, really easy to just navigate to different areas of your page and to manage and edit those different areas in the page. All right, the next thing we have, I'm just going to close the navigator, is our style settings. So if you click on these style settings, you'll see that we have styles here. This is going to be your style manager. So the different styles that you have available for the pages. Now, again, I am going to go into this in more detail in its own dedicated page, but as you can see, if I click on this page, it's going to change the style of my header there. If I click on action, it's going to change to that specific style. And if I click on default, this is currently my default style. So if it has a star next to it, that's your default style. That is the style that pretty much everything is going to inherit from if you choose to inherit from a specific style. So that is where you would manage your styles. Now you can also change your common style settings. So you can change the colors, you can change the typography, you can change the background color, floating menu. All of these things you can change here within your style settings. And then we've already touched on the templates, so I'm not going to touch on that again. And then we have our pop-ups button, and here is where you will create and manage any pop-ups you want in your sites. So you'll be able to create multiple pop-ups. Again, I am going to go into this in its own dedicated video, but this is where you would manage your pop-ups. All right, then in the middle of our screen here, we have our different views. So we have our desktop view, our tablet view, and our mobile view. So this is where you're going to go in and manage and edit your page design to fit the different device views. So obviously here we've got a bit of an issue with our text here that says ice cream shop. And so we want to maybe fix that a little bit by making the text a little bit smaller. So this is where you would come in and change those settings. And this is also something I'm going to go into much more detail in its own dedicated video. But for right now, that's just where you can find that, something to be aware of. All right, I'm just going to close these settings so we can focus on these items on the top right-hand side. I don't know my left from my right, so right-hand side. The first thing we have is our support desk. So this is where you'll be able to contact our support team or access the training videos. We also have our dark mode or light mode. So if you don't like the light mode, you can switch to dark mode. If you don't like the dark mode, you can keep it in light mode. Then we have our global settings, and these are going to be your site logo and your favicon. So this is where you'll be able to update those different items. All right, and then we have our preview button over here. So if you click on preview, this is going to allow you to view your website as a live version. So you'll be able to see it the way different visitors coming to your site will be able to see it. You will also be able to navigate around your website by using the preview mode. I'm going to click out of the preview mode. Then we have our last two buttons. We have our history and our publish button. So if I click on my history button, this is going to allow me to undo or redo any changes I have made to my page. I'll also be able to view my page history, and I'll be able to go through and restore previous versions of my website based on what I have published here. I'll also be able to restore previous themes that I've applied to my website based on what I have published here. So that is our publish history over there. And then we have our publish button. And of course, this is what you're going to hit when you are happy with your changes and you simply want to publish this version of the page. So this is then going to be the version of your page that is live and visible to your users. And so long as you're happy with it, then it's all good to go and be published. So that is pretty much everything you need to know about navigating around the page designer. In the next video, I'm going to break down the structural elements of the page designer so that you get a really good idea of how the pages are actually built based on their blocks, rows, columns, and containers. So I will see you in the next video.